If you're looking for a stretch to help get your middle split, this is the perfect routine for you. So let's begin. So guys, hey guys, it's Sean Wesley and welcome back. So starting up, we are starting with some kicks. Yes, you can do some high kicks to kind of like warm up your hips. This kick is essential because you don't want to have any hip pain while doing this. So I recommend doing this hip on the other leg to make it even.
There's not much to do when all I can.
So now that you're fully warmed up guys, so we are going to start with our first stretch, which is going to turn our leg from a standing and do some plies. So plie is basically going up in a standing pose while turning your feet to the outside and then trying to sink your hip deep to feel a good stretch in your hips.
Just thinking about you, not doing well. Don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long. If I could lay down beside you, I would.
So guys, from there we are going to place our hands on the floor to do some deep plies. These plies are essential for us because they help us to go deeper in these stretches and to feel a good stretch in your hips.
Nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you are safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would. We talk.
So guys, after the stretches, I recommend that you do some kicks to kind of like release the tension in your leg because hip stretches can have soreness if you do not relieve them. So do this kick to relieve the tension in your hips.
On the phone every
And always remember to do it on the other leg to make it even.
night. Love to hear your voice, not sleeping well. And I know that.
So guys, next up, our next stretches is going to be some hamstring stretches. I know some of you are wondering what does hamstring have to do with hip flexibility. Yes, you also need hamstring flexibility with an additional your hip flexibility so you can be able to hold your mid split longer and also be able to do some tilt.
You're right, but you should know it. You've been gone for way too long now. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I.
So guys, I know that some hamstring stretches can be tense, so I recommend that you do some kick up, like just kick your legs to just kind of like release the tension in your hamstring. And now I want you to go back into a more deeper hamstrings to kind of like feel a good stretch in your hamstring. And also make sure to maintain a flat back while doing the stretch.
I hope that you are safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would. Even if you're gone, I won't forget you. You're all I know, what I need, and that ain't changing. And even if you're gone, I will remember. You're all I know, what I need, and that ain't changing.
Now do some leg shake up to release the tension.
If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really.
Next up for our hip stretches, we are going from a standing position into a wide stand. And now we are going to tilt our hip to one side to do a side lunge.
Matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you are safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you are safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would.
So guys, guys, now we are going to take a quick break to kind of like get used to the pose. I know that doing that pose can kind of like be core strengthening, so you just kind of like kick up your legs, you kind of like relieve the tension out of your leg because you did that pose. And right now, let's get back to the next pose. So guys, for this next pose, we are going to be putting our arms side and kind of like go deep into a plie, a more deeper plie. But if you can do this, this is totally fine. You can do the previous plies or wherever you feel a stretch. This is kind of like my own advanced version of doing a plie. So guys, I know that that must be hard for you, so I recommend that you take a quick break, a quick rest. Why now we go back in doing the pose. So this is kind of like to make your hips get used to the whole new environment, new stretches. So that's why you're going to do this. And I want you at each time you do try this routine, make sure to get more deeper and more deeper in the stretches. So guys, I know that after doing those stretches, it must be tiring for you. Like that is a lot of core strengthening stretches. So right now, I want you to do some kicks to kind of like relieve the tension in your hips while we move on to the next stretch. And also don't forget to do this on the other leg to make it even. So guys, after that for our next stretch, we are going to be doing some knee side lunges. So this side lunge, all I want you to do is to place one hand on your hip of the opposite leg, like how I'm doing, and then try to press that hip down to feel a good stretch in your torsos. Now repeat that on the other leg to make it even. From there, our next pose is going to be called a frog pose. So frog pose, you're going to do a kneeling position and then try to open your hips like your knee further apart to feel a good stretch in your hips. Please make sure to go deep as you can go. Please do not kind of like recopy what I can do. If you can go deep in this pose, please do not, but if you can go deep, feel free to go deep into the pose.